Dear students, today I am going to explain wildlife conservation and management. This topic includes number 1 causes of extinction, number 2 national and international efforts for conservation, number 3 national parks and sanctuaries, number 4 Project Tiger and Biosphere Resources, and number 5 Wildlife Protection Act. Since it is a vast topic, I will explain all those one by one. Today I would like to give you the summary of this entire topic. Wildlife is a renewable natural resource and it includes all naturally occurring species of animals and plants which are not cultivated, domesticated, tamed or introduced for advantageous use of human beings. It may be noted that all living species have distinct place in nature and any change in the community by abiotic or biotic factors disturbs the balance of nature and this directly or indirectly but adversely affects human beings. India possesses a rich and diverse wild flora and fauna. According to a rough estimate, there are 400 species of mammals, 1200 species of birds, 350 species of reptiles, and several lakhs of species of insects. Unscrupulous hunting and trapping of animals for recreation and for food, hide, horns, tusks, and musks, and destruction of natural abodes of animals by deforestation for having agricultural land, roads, dams, railway tracks, industries, and human dwellings have caused incalculable loss of Indian wildlife. Other reasons for wildlife depletion include encroachment of cover or shelter to wild animals, destruction of wild plants for timber, firewoods, and charcoal, noise pollution by trucks, railway engines, buses, and aeroplanes, and natural calamities like fire, food, drought, and epidemics. The facts emphasizing importance of wildlife are as follows. Number 1, wildlife is our natural and cultural assets and it has advantageously influenced our art, culture, literature and religion. Number 2, maintenance of balance of nature as for example, destruction of carnivores results in increase in population of herbivores which damage forest vegetation and agricultural crops. Number 3, it helps us in studying structure, habits, behavior, and biology of wild animals in their natural surroundings. Number 4, for earning money and foreign exchange through sale of animals, medicinal plants, and many kinds of animal and plant products. Number 5, means of sport and recreation. And number 6, use of animals for transport as beasts of burden. In India, protection of wildlife has been a part of our culture. Naga, lion, rat, owl, peacock, and ox are linked with our gods and goddess. Buddha and Mahavira strongly advocated non-violence. Chanakya recommended severe penalties for killing, trapping, or causing harm to animals in protected areas. In spite of these cultural and religious background, our greed for more land, more money, and more of everything has resulted in extinction of more than 200 species of animals and birds, and about 600 species of wild animals are enlisted as endangered species. They are on the verge of extinction and unless some drastic protective measures are undertaken, they will become extinct in not a distant future. During the period of British rule in India, several measures had been taken in relation to protection and conservation of wild flora and fauna. Several legislations were enacted in this connection, e.g. Madras Elephants Preservation Act 1873, Nilgiri Game and Fish Preservation Act 1879, Indian Arms Act 1878, Indian Forest Act 1878, Wild Birds and Game Protection Act 1887, Wild Birds and Animals Protection Act 1912, Bengal Rhinoceros Protection Act 1932, and the Punjab Wild Birds and Wild Animals Protection Act 1933. After independence in 1947, the government of Bombay passed the Bombay Wild Animals and Wild Birds Protection Act in 1951, and soon thereafter, the central government constituted a central board of wildlife to take effective measures for the protection of prevention of indiscriminate killing of animals and cruelty to birds and beasts, and setting up of national parks and sanctuaries and zoological gardens. The most important steps was taken by enactment of Indian Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. It has resulted in the establishment of about 300 national parks and sanctuaries and identification of 12 national biosphere reserves for conservation of threatened flora. Sanctuaries are places where killing or capturing of any animals is prohibited except under orders from concerned authorities. National parks are extensive forest area set up for preserving flora, fauna, landscapes and historic objects. Some famous national parks and sanctuaries include Kaziranga Wildlife Sanctuary and Manas Wildlife Sanctuary and Tiger Reserve in Assam, Hazaribagh National Park in Bihar, Simplipal National Park in Odisha, Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary in Kerala, Bandipur Wildlife Sanctuary in Karnataka, Sesangir in Gujarat, Madhumalai Wildlife Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, Corbett National Park in UP, and Tendoba National Park in Maharashtra. There are 2 such national parks and 11 sanctuaries in Bihar. They include Palamu and Hazaribagh National Park and sanctuaries named as Bhimband, Munger, Nagida, Munger, Dalma, Jamshedpur, Gautam, Gaya district, Kaimur, Rohtas, Lavalong, Hazaribagh, Mahuador, Palamu, Rajgir, Nalanda, Tope, Shamchi, Dhanbad, Udaipur, West Champaran, and Valmiki, West Champaran. The areas identified for biosphere reserves for conservation of flora include Sundarbans in eastern India, Namdapha, Manas, Kaziranga and Nokrek in northeastern region, Nilgiri and Gulf of Mannar in South India, Nanda Devi and Uttarakhand in western Himalayas, North Islands of Andaman, Thar Desert in northwestern plains and Kanha in central India. 2 special projects, Project Tiger and Save the Crocodiles, were started in 1972 and 1976 respectively with the generous help from the Worldwide Fund to save the Indian tiger and the magar and the gharial. The Project Tiger is successfully progressing at Manas in Assam, Palamu in Bihar, Simplipal in Odisha, Malghat in Maharashtra, Bandipur in Karnataka, Corbett in UP, Kanha in Madhya Pradesh, Ranthambore in Rajasthan, and Sundarbans in West Bengal. The project aims at protection of tigers as well as all biotypes of area, improvement of communication, eviction and resettlement of villagers, and general improvement. This has resulted in a noted increase in population of tigers. Save the Crocodiles project has undertaken in Bihar, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Kerala, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, and UP. The work includes collection and incubation of crocodiles' eggs, rearing of young ones, and release in pressured water. As you might have noticed, that the task of conservation of wildlife is Herculean, and much more has to be done in this connection. Some suggestions for conservation and management of Indian wildlife are shown on the board. You can see point number 1, a study of habits and habitats of wild animals and appointment of trained staff in conservation and management programs. Number 2, protection of natural habitats of wild animals and plants. Number 3, habitat improvement by providing sources of drinking water, salt licks, fodder grasses, and plantation of trees. Number 4, ban on hunting or harming endangered species. Number 5, establishment of more protected areas in the form of national parks, sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. Number 6, encouragement and funding for research on the behavior and biology of wildlife. Number 7, establishment of genetic gardens and gene banks. Number 8, floristic and ecological surveys and identification of floristic and ecological niches within biosphere reserves. Number 9, commercial cultivation and agronomic practices for plants and trees used in pharmaceutical and perfume industry. Number 10, encouragement of tissue culture and clonal propagation methods for plants. Number 11, effective means of census operation and accurate estimation of population size before, during, and after conservation programs. Number 12, appointment of qualified veterinary staff for treatment of diseased and wounded animals and for preservation of epidemics. Number 13, opening of more nature clubs started in 1976 with World Wide Fund to impress upon children and youth the importance and beauty of nature and to make them emotionally susceptible to destruction of natural, environmental and wildlife. Number 14, public education programs to emphasize the importance of wildlife conservation through photographic exhibitions, written articles, and audio-video methods. Number 15, promulgation of laws and acts and their effective implementation against poachers and those causing damage to the environmental and wildlife. It is all about the summary of wildlife conservation and management. In my next class, we will discuss about the causes of extinction. So, till then, goodbye. Thank you.